Hello everybody and welcome to final assembly at the end of the Christmas term 2020. I'm coming to you this evening from a beautifully decorated chapel and with the lights on the trees out in the horseshoe and even potentially just the slight touch of the risk of snow in the air, it does finally feel as though we're almost there and Christmas is coming in. I'm going to begin with sport, and despite the lack of fixtures this term, sport at school has of course continued to flourish in a new way. You, the pupils, have continued to train with customary focus, having reset goals and training with inclusivity and positivity. Your motivation has remained really high, and that's been noticed thoroughly. And you've shown the character and passion which we all know that you possess for your sport here at school. We also obviously recognise your desire for competition, and at the beginning of term we decided that a great way to continue with that was by expanding the house sports competitions within, of course, year group bubbles. It's proved to be a really popular feature with all year groups competing in a variety of house events. One of the things that's been really wonderful to see has been a new variety of sports being played, ranging from the traditional to newer activities we've not previously run before. And it's been wonderful to see a number of mixed events such as mixed hockey and tennis. And the manner in which the boys and the girls have worked together in teams has been a real success and a joy to watch. The girls have ventured into new areas as well, with touch rugby and football, and it's been fantastic to see them turn their hand to different skill sets and having a tremendous amount of fun along the way. I personally look forward to the boys having a go at netball and seeing how difficult they find it. The most impressive aspect has been the spirit with which these events have been played, so well done to you all. And of course, at this time of term and year, we would normally be awarding colours and caps to senior performers in the major sports. And unfortunately, we're not able to present them at the moment due to the current situation. However, when we return after Christmas, we're first of all hoping to be playing some fixtures across a variety of sports, and that will enable us to reward the individuals for their effort and commitment to sport at St. Peter's at a later date in the year. So I have now the results of the inter-house sporting competitions across the term, and I'm going to start with the results from the third form. And in fourth place we have Linton, with second equal going to Queen's and Hope, and in first place for the third form was Temple. Well done. In the fourth form, fourth place goes to School, third to Grove, second place to Hope, and first place to Temple. And in the fifth form, fourth place went to Temple, third to Schoolhouse, second to Dronfield, and in first place there was Clifton. So moving to the lower sixth, in fourth place in the lower sixth was Hope House, and then in third was Linton, second place was Queen's, and in first place was Schoolhouse. So moving into the upper sixth, and in fourth place we have Clifton, third place The Rise, second place Schoolhouse, and in first place was the Manor. So well done to the Manor on that one there, which brings me to the overall results. So for the day houses, in fourth place we have Queen's, in third place Clifton, second Temple, and in first place Schoolhouse. Many congratulations to Schoolhouse. I'm sure Mr. White is allowing himself a minor fist bump and a run around his study with joy and delight and glee. And so to the boarding houses, and in fourth place was The Rise, third place was Linton, second place is Dron, so congratulations to Dronfield, which of course means that the Manor boys are already making a ridiculous amount of noise and cheering themselves, because of course Manor was in first place for the boarding houses, so very well done. So turning to music, and music again, another area which has continued to thrive in a different way. We've actually had over 2,000 individual music lessons this term, with 23 different ensembles running each week. The first major event of the year was the autumn concert, featuring solos and ensemble performances from the upper sixth. And since half term, we've been working towards the Christmas concert and carol service, both of which have been pre-recorded to allow different year group bubbles to participate. I'm sure, like me, you hugely enjoyed the Christmas concert which took place on Wednesday of this week, and some very interesting split screens to get children from different year group bubbles in at the same time. It's been a monumental task for the pupils and for the music team who've edited those productions. We've also obviously been very fortunate to have had the opportunity to sing Evensong in the Minster this Monday of this week with our upper sixth chapel choir. It was a very special and poignant moment because it was the first time since March the 2nd that the pupils have been able to sing in front of their parents and supporters. Thank you so much, MK, to you and all your team, and to all the pupils. It really has been tremendous. I can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to the carol service this evening at 6:30, and I know that's going to be an incredibly special event as well. So we're looking forward to more events next term, and hopefully a return to more live performance in due course. I now have a report from Mrs. Figgins in the drama department. This year she says it was vital to the drama and music departments that in the absence of the full school musical, we were able to offer our talented upper sixth form pupils the opportunity to perform. When we began rehearsing, we openly said we didn't really have any idea what format the performance would take, whether we may have a live performance by then or indeed performing from isolation. Mrs. Figgins says she was very happy that the latter was not the case. So on Friday of last week, she said she was very proud to sit in the drama studio, turned into a film studio by Miss Burns, and thank you very much to Miss Burns for that, and watch the fantastic ensemble perform live to a small upper sixth audience in the room and at least 200 people via TV screens. The production was a very interesting play called The Elephant's Graveyard by George Brandt, and each cast member really brought their characters to life for the audience. The circus folk were vibrant and sparkly, and the townspeople were excited and righteous. The pupils worked together in difficult times to create a stunning performance that will live long in the memory. The singing was also hugely professional, a joy to listen to and watch, and congratulations to all involved. An opportunity also for me to sort of break off script a little bit and say a huge thank you to Miss Burns, who's very kindly, along with the chaplain, has stayed back this evening. We're obviously recording this on Thursday night. You've come to know my methods. I used to do them in the mornings on Thursdays. As the term has gone by, they got increasingly later in the day. So many thanks to Rev Jones and Miss Burns for lighting up the chapel and helping me to record this now. So turning to School's challenge, and this week's challenge saw a nail-bitingly close fifth form final, which was won by the combined team of Hope and Clifton, who scored 210 points. Manor and Queens scored 170, with School and Rise 120. Some very impressive knowledge, and great to see many individuals who would never usually compete taking part. And also earlier this week we had the outcome of the Staff versus Pupils Quiz Challenge, and so we had the final round of that annual competition on Monday of this week. This year we've had teams of monitors, heads of house and heads of school. With the staff team, I'm very grateful to my three colleagues who joined me on the staff team. We just squeaked home in the final against the monitors. It was tremendous fun, and huge thanks to Ollie Tomlin for organising the competition. Quote from Ollie, I don't think this is through gritted teeth, I think this is genuine. He said it was good to have some competition between the pupils and staff. It's a shame we couldn't win, but it was all good fun. Ollie, it certainly was. Thank you so much. A notice from Young Enterprise. Pupils from the lower sixth Young Enterprise group performed the social enterprise Caring Through Cooking. They produced a cookbook which is designed to enable families of people affected by dementia-related diseases to partake in the simple act of cooking. It's now on sale, the details in the newsletter. I heartily commend it to you if you're looking for additional Christmas presents as well. And Gifts of Hope. We've teamed up with the Hoping Street Kitchen in York this Christmas to help homeless people living in the York area. So many of you have contributed items towards gift bags from across the school as we all come together to support our local community during this difficult time. It's been really lovely to see Miss Mounter's office filling up with an enormous number of bags for us to donate, and which is going to make a real difference to a great many people over Christmas. So thank you to everyone who has taken part. As we reach the end of term, it's time to say thank you and farewell to two colleagues who are moving on from St Peter's. Mr Matt Cannon's been a teacher of physics, non-resident assistant in the manor, and fully involved in the co-curricular programme, the York ISSP, and of course the ever-popular Science Department Christmas lectures. And we wish him well as he moves to a new position at Harrogate Grammar School. Dr Alistair Dunn. Alistair's been Senior Deputy Head since September 2017, and in that time he's been involved in many areas of development at the school and also served as Acting Headmaster in Christmas term of 2018, for which I was very grateful. And in particular his role as Designated Safeguarding Lead has strengthened our structures and developed training across St Peter's. He's also been heavily involved in ensuring the school meets or exceeds all matters of regulatory compliance. And Dr Dunn's been involved in a range of other projects, and I know that these are the ones that the pupils will really remember him for. He's involved in developing the Upper Sixth Academic Extension Programme during summer term, the lockdown of this summer, and organising discussions between current pupils with old Peterites to assist them with their transition from school to university. Alongside this, you don't need me to tell you this to the pupils, he's noted as a truly excellent teacher of history, where his breadth and his depth of scholarly interests have been appreciated greatly. Alistair, thank you for all you have done for St Peter's, and on a personal level for all your good work and support for me and senior colleagues. We all wish you every happiness for the future. I'm also delighted as we look ahead to next term to announce 3 new assistant house parent roles from January. And they are Miss Emma Bennett, who's going into Clifton, Louise Orty, who's going into the Grove, and to Dom Shred, who's moving into the manor. Well, I say moving into, he's actually moving into the position of assistant house parent in a non-residential capacity from January. And finally, the last one of the year. Well, normally the end of the Christmas term is a time to look back on the first term of the new academic year and reflect on all that's happened and how well new pupils and colleagues have settled in. And that certainly remains true, but this time I find it impossible not to reflect also on the end of the calendar year and what a year 2020 has been. In some ways it will not be greatly missed, but then again, it's given us so many different and new opportunities and will likewise never be forgotten. I couldn't be more proud of the way the entire school community has pulled together and performed. It's been a real team effort, and my thanks and admiration go out to everyone, including support staff, teachers, parents, governors and old Peterites. The sense of the school as one community has been truly remarkable this year, and I'd like to say a huge thank you to all the parents who are involved in writing Christmas cards of thanks to every member of staff, teaching and support across all 3 schools. Over 400 cards with messages of thanks for everything that's happened were written and received. What a kind, heartwarming and beautiful thing to have done. Thank you so much. On a personal level, I will take a tremendous amount of memories from this year, and along with all the challenges and complex problem solving and decisions, I've learned so much, and I felt a huge sense of support and being part of a very, very large team. Lockdown also got me back into regular running, initially for exercise and some headspace. And then as the miles started to clock up, it became a project to see how far I could travel in a virtual sense. So first, as you may remember from assemblies in the summer term, my goal was to run home to Sherburn in Dorset, but then my horizons widened, and I set myself the challenge of covering the distance from Land's End to John O'Groats before the end of the year. Well, as of this morning, I've managed a little over 795 miles with just over 40 miles to go, which I should get done in time to pig out on Christmas Day, and then set myself a new challenge for next year, although I suspect that York to New York may be a touch out of my reach. It certainly feels as though we can allow ourselves a sense of optimism as we look ahead to next year. The first of the vaccines have been given out this week, and there is justified optimism that as the months ahead go by, life will gradually return to some semblance of normality, and it somehow seems so right that this is happening as we approach Christmas. At the heart of the Christian message of Christmas is the sense of hope, that even something as small and defenceless as a newborn baby, born into poverty, could point to a bright future with new expressions of life, of love and creativity. Christianity is of course not alone in marking a midwinter festival, waiting for those shortest, darkest days of the year to come to an end and the return of the longer days of spring and summer with increased warmth and optimism. It's a natural human reaction to the dark days of winter to want to gather with friends and family, bring in the light, and to be together and enjoy each other's company. Although that won't be possible in quite the same way as a normal year, I am certain that this year's Christmas will have a particularly special feeling for all of us. And as we look ahead to next year and the return to school in January, I think it's no bad thing to be reminded of Minnie Haskin's famous poem, memorably quoted by George VI in his Christmas speech of 1939. And I said to the man who stood at the gate of the year, "Give me a light that I may tread safely into the unknown." And he replied, "Go out into the darkness and put your hand into the hand of God. That should be to you better than light and safer than a known way." So I went forth, and finding the hand of God, trod gladly into the night, and he led me towards the hills and the breaking of the day in the east. Whatever you put your trust in, keep that sentiment in your mind as you go into the next few weeks. Assembly is going to finish with a short video which has been put together by members of the teaching staff. I'm really grateful to everyone involved in that, and I'm sure that you will enjoy it a great deal. It comes to you straight from the heart, and do take its message with you into the holiday. So, and finally, to all of you and your families, I'd like to wish you a very happy Christmas and all best wishes for the new year which lies ahead. And may God bless you all. Stay safe, go well, crack on.